All right. What up and welcome back? I'm Jane, the plainest Jane, and here on this channel, I provide syrup in the form of black news and celebrity updates. Come on in, stickies. Come on in, pancake posse. Have a seat on the bus. Listen, shout out to each and every one of you who is present right now. It is really late. I want to call y'all night owls, but I understand that it's a part of someone else's branding or their marketing and how they refer to their late night listeners. Shout out to Nick at Night, to be honest. So I don't want to call you night owls, right? Just like if somebody else were to be calling their audience stickies or the pancake posse, I would definitely feel like, baby, is you being original? Hold up. But to the people who are live and live in color and woke this evening, can y'all hear me? Is everything good with the audio? Put a one in the chat if you can hear. Put a two in the chat if you can't hear me. Well, if you can't hear me, then you can't put a two in the chat. So put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Also, happy Mother's Day to y'all. Happy Mother's Day. Okay, so we got some ones, so our audio is great. Listen, I want to say happy Mother's Day to everybody. I don't care if you're a pet mom, a human mom, a lizard mom, a dog mom, an auntie mom, whatever type of mother figure you are to anybody. Happy Mother's Day to you. If you are any sort of female leadership with someone, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all, shout out to y'all, shout out to y'all. Okay. Y'all definitely deserve it. We deserve it. This used to be a holiday that I can't lie, I've hated so much. I've hated this holiday for the longest time. And it's not that the holiday didn't do nothing to me. The holiday itself did nothing to me. I'm just gonna warm up a while until we get a couple more people in here. The holiday itself didn't do anything to me, but if it's Mother's Day and you don't have a great relationship with your parent who is still living, it can leave you feeling kind of rough around the edges, bitter, brazen, however you want to put it. But something changed within the last month, and I am ever so grateful for that. And so I'm just grateful that I don't have to be bitter this holiday. I don't have to, because a lot of times I would just block it out. Mother's Day would come around and I would just pretend that it wasn't a holiday, that it was just another weekend day, just another Saturday or Sunday or whatever day of the week it always falls on. And I recently went to one of my uncle's funerals, right? And then, so I think there was a mix between my uncle passing and my mother kind of realizing that life is short. And then I have been sick within the last month, and I'm still sick. We don't have a diagnosis. We don't know what it is. They're only treating the symptoms. Life is short. Baby, I could go before my mother. My mother could go before me. And I don't know what it was, but something made her call me and just apologize for ever offending me or doing things that I deemed to be disrespectful or making me feel less than. And she like literally apologized through and through. It wasn't a rushed apology. She literally apologized like 7 times within 10 minutes and said that she wanted to see me more. So when I tell you that really and it was so unexpected because I had just I had really just gotten to the point where she's never going to be what I want her to be. She's never going to be who she was before I had puberty. My mother was as soon as I had puberty, everything changed. So I had accepted the fact that I need to stop having unrealistic expectations. This person, no matter who they are, your parent, blood relative, friend, stranger, whatever, if they have been showing you who they are for 20 plus years, you'd be a fool to think that they're going to change to make you feel more comfortable. So I had accepted who she was and was not to me and for me. I'd accepted it and I was just ready to go on and just be cordial when I have to brush up against her during funerals or whatever the case is. And so when she called me and just like apologized out of nowhere at 10 o'clock one morning, Um, baby, when I tell you that was a feeling, and I didn't even know how to take it because I really didn't think that she was capable of apologizing. So that's that, and that's all I'm willing to share about my situation. And wow, wow. This is a holiday I don't have to be sad on. Well, I won't say anymore, right? Because you get your hopes up and you're like, oh, okay. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if this is a consistent thing, or if you just felt that way because it was smack dab. It was a week between my uncle's funeral and when I got sick and I wasn't able to walk. And I'm still really trying to learn how to walk again. So I'm like, okay, it's either a matter of she thinks I'm gonna die or she feels like I'm sick. What is I gotta be about to die for you to, or you gotta, you take it with a grain of salt. You take the good stuff, and whatever it is, whatever it is. So, nonetheless, we got some stuff that we need to talk about. We have some things that we need to discuss. So listen, stickies. Let me see. Let me get into some of y'all's comments. Shout out to all of y'all. Someone says, I hate Mother's Day because my mother is no longer here. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What is your name? Chatsani. Hope am I pronouncing that correctly? Chatsani. I'm so sorry to hear that. Mother's Day is not the same for everyone, and it can change. Because last year I was in an extremely miserable place for Mother's Day because I'm like, I'm not showing love, I'm not showing affection, I'm not showing appreciation, and I'm damn not I'm not showing blind loyalty to you just because I came from your stomach and you treat me like crap once I'm out here in the world. I'm not doing it. I don't care who you are. And that's what people have to realize about me when I decide to sever ties within a relationship, a friendship, albeit a familial thing, a colleague thing, school thing, work thing, regular friend thing, whatever the case is. I have, and I am willing to cut off my mother. I'm willing to cut off my big toe if I feel like it disrespects me. So I totally understand having to take a stand and go no contact with people because you feel like, and not that you feel like, because they are disrespecting you. They're not like showing you at the bare minimum respect, let alone making you feel welcome. Like you can show up on Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever the case is. So I get it. And I've done that for many years. And I was prepared to do it until life's end, because I'm like, no, I'm not accepting disrespect just because I was in your stomach for 9 months. Absolutely not. So yeah, the apology that I got, it came out of nowhere. Hey, shout out to the official Tyrese report. Thank you for being here, Tyrese. Yeah, I didn't think that I was gonna be last year I was so tore up for Mother's Day, and in the years prior to that, I just pretended like it was a regular day and made sure I was doing other things that just kept my mind busy so I didn't have to think of it, because I wasn't even able to talk about it without bursting into tears. So, and most of the time I do therapy every Monday at 3:00. And most of the time when I do end up bringing up my mother in therapy, I do get very emotional about it because it did bother me, but I realized I'm in my early 30s. Things changed 20 years ago, and it's been 2 decades of her showing me exactly who she is and what she's going to do. I can't keep crying about spilt milk when I know the milk is going to spill every year after year after year. At some point you got to just be like, you know what, this is who they are. I can't really be in close proximity to that. I might say hey, hi, bye to you 2 or 3 times a year and go on about my business, and that's all I can give you, because it hurts me too much to be close to you to allow you that proximity to hurt me. And I'm not saying I have completely ditched or abandoned all of those feelings. I'm taking it one step at a time. I'm grateful. I wasn't expecting an apology from my mother, and I'm grateful for that, but I'm still taking it one step at a time. I'm not just like all up in her face and calling her 4 times a week and showing up at the house. Like, no, I'm still kind of leery because I'm still kind of, I'm still a little, hurt and jaded by what has transpired. So that's my Mother's Day story. It seems like it has an upward tick, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I'm just grateful that I don't have to be as sad or as shut off. So shout out to everybody in the live chat. Shout out to all of my moderators, all my people in the Discord, all of my channel members. Shout out to all of y'all. I really, really, really do appreciate each and every one of y'all. Okay. So we got some stuff to discuss. We have some viral topics, really viral topics, to be completely honest with you. And this teacher with the hair and the braids and all that, I really want to get into this. Protect your heart. Yes, I have to protect my heart. I have to protect my heart. And if there's anybody who can break down those barriers, I have to protect my heart. When a parent has the ability to hurt your feelings, I feel like they know it. I feel like they know it. And it's the easiest for them to do it, because when you're taking your first steps and you're learning how to walk and you're learning how to talk, these are the people that are holding your hands and helping you to do stuff. So you build up this certain level of trust that ultimately ends up turning into blind loyalty. It doesn't matter how much you disrespect your child when they're still a minor, when they're under 10, and even when they get to be 11, 12, 13, and whatever the case is, it can be so easy to manipulate them and gaslight them and hurt their feelings and be like, well, you need to take it because family is family and you only get one. You only get one mother. Well, baby, do you get another me? Because I'm looking around for the other me, and ain't no other me. My mother got 2 kids, but there's only one me. There's only one Jane. So I don't want to hear, oh, well, get past my disrespect because you only get one of me. You only get one of me as well. And people like to, talk about the Bible, okay? And honor thy mother and thy father. Honor thy parents, okay? Right after that in the Bible, it says, but also be slow to provoke your children. And people like to forget that part of the verse. Respect your parents, but also don't be poking at your kids and taking advantage of the fact that they're supposed to quote unquote respect you and get mad when they pop at you because you're doing too much. So I'll end that there. Okay. So that is that. Maybe that's speaking to somebody or some people in the chat. These are the choices that I have made for my own sanity, my mental health, and my well-being. In general, this is how I feel in general when it comes to my life. So that's some transparency for your ass. Okay. So I don't think I played the intro. Did I play the intro, baby? I got so into that message that I'm forgetting if I played the intro. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the show. We've got some stuff that we need to discuss. I tried not to make this show too heavy because it's late, and sometimes when it get late, I can't really give you the best of me in my reporting style. So with all that being said, listen, y'all, drop some pancakes down below in the chat. Like this video while the intro plays, and we'll be right back. Let's go.
thePLAINESTjane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
And we are back. Listen, if you haven't taken a moment to subscribe to the channel, definitely make sure you do so that you can get more Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy all over here with your girl, thePLAINESTjane. I obviously want to talk about this viral teacher. I do want to hear what you all think about it. I wish I could have been live earlier today, but unfortunately, I was preoccupied. Listen, y'all, being sick is a full-time job. Being sick and contacting the insurance companies and making sure that they approve the MRIs and the doctor's notes and it is a full-time job, and it's annoying. It is so annoying, but I'm hanging in there and we're getting things done. Okay. So, I want to go ahead and I want to start with who do I want to start with? Do I want to start with okay. I want to start with our what the is wrong with y'all segment. This is what we need to start with. And some of y'all may, for my regulars, y'all know what this segment is. What the hell is wrong with y'all? This is a segment we're getting into. Let's take a look.
I am getting a lot of my water from my food. You do not drink water. Dogs drink water. Camels drink water. Four-legged beasts drink water. Do you know in order to drink water scientifically, you will have to stand on all fours, you have to elongate your neck, and you have to lap the water with your tongue? Your tongue is not even long enough and it don't have the type of muscles that other mammals have to even lap that water in. In order for you to drink water, you got to close your hands together, do this. You got to do everything but what you can do naturally with it to even drink this water. You getting water in cups and glasses. You weren't born with cups, glasses, and bowls and none of that other shit. These are utensils that you make for you can assimilate other creatures for you can start drinking these things. Just like you make knives and you make forks because you don't have claws like a carnivore, and you make these knives and these forks for you can claw and rip and tear into flesh, showing you that you were not created to eat flesh. Same thing when it comes to water that comes out of wells and oceans and lakes. You were not made to drink that. If you was, then your neck and your digestive tract would be made a certain way. Your tongue would be elongated a certain way for it can lap and get that water in. Guess what? You ain't got to do that when you're eating your water. See, you're supposed to eat water. You're supposed to chew water. You're not supposed to drink water. Human beings is not a drinking faculty, y'all.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
We supposed to do what to the water? Eat it? Okay. Okay. You know what? We're beyond the point of saying you so woke that you sleep. Like we are so beyond this point. It's to the point, and y'all can see my microphone in this frame. It's really time, my Black delegation. It is time that we go door to door and start collecting these microphones one by one. I'm so tired of these Negroes, these handkerchief head ass Negroes that sit up online and say the most asinine shit, and you have a difficult time trying to decipher if they being serious or if they trolling. For the people that are trolling, bet. Even though, but for the ones who are dead serious, I just it makes you wonder. I feel like some of the slow people in society really need to have a sticker on them so that we know who we're dealing with and how we're dealing with them in society. They after 12th grade, they just unleashed all of the people who are a little touched. Elevator don't go all the way to the top. They're not the sharpest knife in the drawer. They're not the brightest crayon in the box. They don't have both oars in the water. The lights are on, but no one's home. And they go out in the world and they mix themselves in with regular society, and we don't know who the hell is who. Come on now. Come on now. This is a mess. This is a mess. Woo! That brother needs some education, special education. Where's Umar Johnson? Let me go ahead and pull him up real quick. Because, you know, and Ubar is a clown himself, but he a broken clock. He writes 2 times a day.
Education, special education, psychiatric medication, juvenile incarceration, emotional frustration, and premature extermination.
Okay, girl. Okay. Moving on, child. Let's move on to our next subject. Where are we time-wise? We are 20 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's go ahead and get into Tyrese. We want to go ahead and get into Tyrese for the simple fact that he is audacious enough to try to step in somebody else's family drama while admitting that he doesn't know what's going on with Brian McKnight, but taking up for Brian McKnight at the same time when he is just ridiculous. So let's go ahead and take a look. So I went ahead and I put these images together because I screenshotted what was going on in his comments. He says, I'm finally, because the thing is, Tyrese is being sued by his first ex-wife. Let me just preface everything with that. I'm finally addressing because I have to. I've read your comments, so here's my response. The days of me suffering in silence and living in fear are over. 167 pages filed in the Los Angeles courthouse. Okay? No lies and no goofy-ish. Everything in these court documents has real receipts attached. Sadly, when F shit is done to men, it doesn't matter. Blackmail, extortion, defamation, death threats, tax evasion, forged signatures, falsified bank statements, domestic and international wire fraud, money laundering, all of the above spelled out. Oh, baby, he always has some extremely long caption. I got nothing to lose but my peace and sanity. Let me just go ahead and make one thing very clear. Extremely clear, overtly clear. Tyrese, for you to say I have nothing to lose but peace and my sanity, you don't even have that. You're bankrupt of peace and sanity, primarily sanity. You're not in your right state of mind. You need help. You like the attention you get from the internet, being the professional victim that you are. So for you to say, all I got to lose is my sanity, baby, your sanity is already gone. Almost just as gone as Kanye's is. But okay, child. Oh, we digress. I got nothing to lose but my peace and sanity. I got it. Was born a man, so none of this in these court documents will ever matter. Not to worry. Don't hold your breath. There will be no crying videos uploaded. You don't have to upload crying videos in order for us to understand that you are not in your right state of mind, crime video or not. And see, that's the fact of the matter is all you can remember from that whirlwind of the situation is, oh, I was crying online and people were making fun of that. It was more than just that. What was the root cause? And are you treating that? Or are you just trying to treat the effects and the aftermath of what came from you not taking care of your mental health, you wanting to come to the internet? Because in real life, you feel like you getting a little beat up. In real life, imagine he goes to couples therapy, right? Or he's trying to work out some sort of situation with the mother of his children, and he's really being told the real about it. Like, Tyrese, you have to this, or you have to be real. And he doesn't like that. So then he comes to social media and says, I'm trying to do, he's trying to get the court of public opinion to be on his side, because the court of real life, the court of reality it's not really doing what he wants it to do. It's unfortunate, but this is Tyrese and this is how he lives his life. Stickies, I want to know how you feel about this down below. I really want to know how you feel about this down below. Okay. I want to know. So let's go ahead and show this. Now Tyrese is being slammed with a restraining order by his ex-wife after the defamation suit. Okay. So this is a really interesting situation because Tyrese feels like he can go to the internet and say any and everything, but the real person, and I think a lot of us, we hear this a lot, it's oftentimes the real person being hurt in this scenario is child. The children that you are raising are the ones who are really going to be hurt by this. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this article that outlines Tyrese's current legal situation. Okay, stickies. So hopefully y'all get some clarity from this. Please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Now, according to the court documents obtained by the Blast, Tyrese's former spouse is suing him for multiple damages, and she slams Tyrese not only for defamation, but also because he disclosed private facts that also encouraged his fans to attack her and her child. Okay. And so Tyrese has to understand this. He's being extremely haphazard with the way that he is bringing this information online because he feels like, well, in the court of law, I'm actually being held accountable. They're trying to make me do X, Y, Z. And so maybe if I go online, people online, because of my celebrity and my history and, and doing baby boy and sweet lady, would you be mine? Sweet love for a lifetime. I'll be there when you need me. Just call and receive her, my sweet lady. Ooh, lady. Child, I can't sing, but anyway, let's get back to the what you call what's it say? What's it say? Okay, so following the end of their marriage in 2009, Tyrese and Norma became infamous for their legal battles, including a lengthy custody fight for their daughter. Now, she is a teenager who has been dragged into her parents' public spat over the private tuition fees. And so Tyrese started the drama on April 30th. He started sharing court documents that accused his ex-wife of owing over $25,000 in their daughter's tuition fees. And he's also slammed her for other offenses. Here's the thing. Tyrese, you obviously make more than this woman. We're talking about the education of your child. Why not just pay for it? Why be petty with the mother of your child when you have more double, triple, quadruple the resources than the mother of your children? If you really gave a damn about your daughter having an amazing education in a charter school, private school, whatever, why are you being petty and sharing all of the facts about how, well, she's still like, this is about your child learning. This ain't the time to be petty. This ain't about her buying a car. This ain't about her buying a new house. This is about your child's education. You're being beyond petty. Beyond petty. Okay. And so now, let me see. Tyrese, 25,000. So she's suing Tyrese for defamation, false light and public disclosure of private facts. Now, according to her former spouse, Tyrese, is using his Instagram account in order to cyber harass, defame her, and to dox her in front of his 20.4 million followers. And you know what? Honestly, I have to agree with that because her voice doesn't go around the world the way that Tyrese's voice goes around the world. Tyrese did. I went and I looked at the page and I clicked the link and all of that other stuff. And it absolutely does link to the legit court documents, and you can see his daughter's first, middle, last name, date of birth, wife's first, middle, last name, date of birth, and all this stuff, the name of the school. So if somebody really wanted to harm them, they could, and they have access because he's like, go look at the documents. Here's a link. Go look now. And the document is literally still up as we speak. And so now she is looking for some sort of protective order. And it's really unfortunate that the child has to be caught in the middle of this minutia, but this is what's happening and it's really unfair. But I want to know what you all think about it down below in the comments, and that's whether you're on the bus right now or if you are chasing the bus. So we got a super chat from Savannah Dolly. Jane, it sounds crazy, but I follow him and some of his teachings. I tried the no water. I ate the fruit and I peed like a racehorse. I'm very active with running and have no issues. Hey, if it works for you, it works for you. But the excuse that humans aren't supposed to drink water because we're not animals is a little strange. But I definitely I respect the vegans. I respect the folks. Sometimes I think that I want to be a vegan, but I would be a part-time vegan. Like I would be a vegan Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday through Sunday it'd be meat, 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 meat. I'm just no diddy. Pause. Unpause. It's like no. But no, I get it. I get it. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I definitely appreciate that. So that is that. Let me get Tyrese out of here because I get so tired of Tyrese and his nonsense, especially what he had to say about the Brian McKnight situation. Like, boy, get one up out of here. Get one up out of here. Okay, so and now we need to get into the teacher. Oh my goodness. Us needing to hold on.
I am getting a
Us needing to get into the teacher is is something else because I'm not quite sure if we can authenticate what I'm about to show you. All right. So all of us know about the teacher, the hair being taken down, all of that stuff. We all know about that, right? So put a 5 in the chat if you know about it. Put a 6 in the chat if you have no clue. I'll use that to determine if I'm gonna play the clip of the teacher. A 5 if you know the teacher I'm talking about, black man, 5 or so kids, black girls taking down his hair. A 6 if you don't know what we're talking about. We getting 5s, we getting 5s, we getting 5s, we getting 5s. All right. It looks like most of us know. Okay. All right. More than 3 6s. Let's go ahead and get into what this teacher had going on so that we can get into the update.
Amidst all the controversy.
That ain't it. That's the aftermath. Wait a minute. Doom 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 doom. All right, let's take a look at this.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Let's go ahead and stir the pot a little, shall we? Last Friday, 10 minutes before dismissal time, I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out. There was quite the discourse in the chat, which had people saying this was inappropriate and other people saying this was completely fine. There was nothing wrong with what I was doing, and people were just making it weird. So of course I had to bring this issue to the big stage. I would like to represent myself in this case, Your Honor, if I may. Number one, for a little context, I had a hair appointment immediately after school and I needed my hair taken out beforehand. I would have taken it out the night before, but that Friday we had a camera crew coming in to shoot a promotional video and I was one of the ones being interviewed. So I had to look presentable, so I didn't take my hair out. I didn't have the time to do it all myself because it would have taken me forever. So naturally I asked about 4 or 5 of my over 100 best friends to assist me in taking my hair out, and they all agreed. Number two, this was at the end of class. This week we were doing STEM fair presentations. Since it was Friday and all of my students did an excellent job on their STEM fair projects and presentations, I told them if we get one solid presentation in this class, I'll end class a little early and they can have fun and play basketball, darts, or be on their phones or whatever. And during that time, my team would help me take my hair out. A couple of these were students from my class, but others were students from other classes. I wrote all of them a pass at the beginning of the class period, requesting their assistance 10 minutes before dismissal. I told the teachers only send them if all of their work was completed and they had good behavior. They all met the criteria, so 10 minutes before dismissal, they showed up for their job. My next point I'd like to make is, if I was a female teacher, those people wouldn't be in the comments saying, oh, this is weird, this is inappropriate. Because me personally, I don't think there's anything weird about this. People are saying, oh, that's too intimate. To me, it's literally just hair. It doesn't have to be weird. Some people have never had cool teachers, and it shows. I personally believe that building authentic relationships with students is paramount in being an effective teacher. I make sure my students know and can feel that I care about them beyond the schoolwork and all the stuff that I have to make them do. I take the time to get to know my students outside of academics, because caring for the whole child is what's important. Some of these students have been with me since I was a substitute 4 years ago. They see me as a big brother or a father figure, as some of them say. And me, I don't want kids of my own, so all of these kids are literally my children. And in case you're wondering about their parents, most of them follow me on social media and always talk about my videos with their kids. They always tell me that they're so grateful that their kids have someone like me in their life. In my admin, they're well aware of my social media presence and they love my videos. To me, this is just another wholesome moment that I'm having with my kids that I was fortunate enough to catch on film. Since I'm a science teacher, one thing that I teach my students about is symbiosis. Symbiosis deals with the relationships between organisms. The type of relationship that I like to foster in my class is mutualism, or mutualistic relationship, which means both organisms benefit from the exchange. The way my students have good behavior, complete all their assignments, and do everything that a scholar is supposed to do, I reward them with downtime and just time to just be a kid, be on their phones, play games, gossip, so on and so forth. My students and I work hard and we play harder. I'm fortunate enough to have students that feel safe and comfortable around me, safe to come to me with their problems, their frustrations. They come to me seeking guidance and wisdom, or come to me simply to chill and hang out because they know that they have a safe space to be themselves around me. What I strive to do as an educator is be the teacher I wish I had grown up. I strive to be the teacher that makes my inner child happy, someone that my inner child will be proud of. I want to be the teacher that my students reflect back on 20, 30 years down the line and think like, dang, that teacher I had in middle school, he was the shit. No further questions, Your Honor. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. You think this was inappropriate, or people are making something out of nothing? And although you are entitled to your opinion, all I ask is that you be respectful. Thank you.
I'm done for the day. See ya. I gotta go celebrate my principal. See ya. Thanks for y'all help. I'll get y'all something. I'll get y'all something.
Wait, no, Kendall! I'm saying you trying to dap you up.
Dab you up for helping me out.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it. I'll get y'all with something.
Really? Okay, bye.
All right, Timmy.
Hey, what are you gonna give them?
I don't know.
Oh!
Why you worried?
Do we not get Popeye?
I'll figure something out.
Wait, what?
I'll figure something out.
Again, it's green. Y'all can leave. I'm done for the day. Go home. It's green.
Maybe.
Let me go home.
Oh,
Let me
you're
go
fine.
home. Your bus not here, Connor. Your bus not here.
Please go home. It's green. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah, people make everything weird, like, weird. Yeah, let's go ahead and start clearing some people. Start off with this gentleman right here. You're letting your daughters play in a grown man's head. God forbid I had kids, but if I had a daughter with a teacher like myself, with a good heart, good spirit, sound mind, no, I would not mind if they took his hair out. That's what little girls like to do. They like to do hair and do nails and makeup. I have 5 little sisters. You bet your ass I done had a wig on my head before, had a whole lace front. I done got my nails painted, eyebrows done. Bro, this is what they do. As a father, I would even let my daughter do those things. Like if she wanted to paint my nails pink or freaking put a wig on me or do my hair or put makeup on me, I'm going to do every single one of those things. You know why? Because I'm secure in my masculinity. That's one thing that I think.
All right, here's the thing about it. There's a lot more here. He even let one of the students do his nails. You can see here.
And typically after state testing, I let the students chill, because who the hell wants to do work after, you know, all morning sitting at a desk taking a test?
Okay. So he allows the student to do his nails, but listen to the very first thing he says in the video. The very, let's just go back to this, and then we're going to move forward, and I'm going to drop the link, which means that you all will be able to call in. Listen to the very first thing he says here. Let's listen.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Let's go ahead and stir the pot a little, shall we?
Let's go ahead and stir the pot a little, shall we? One thing you should realize about said pot and said action of stirring the pot is that you definitely shouldn't do that if it's pertaining to kids and people feel like something's a little strange about it, especially if they're not your kids. For example, there's this clip that's going viral right now of Rihanna holding her baby upside down, because that's what babies like. So she's holding the baby by both the legs because he likes to be upside down. And the clip is going viral because there are some people who are like, why is she holding the baby upside down? That's fun to that baby. You know what my mother used to do that was really fun to me? I don't know why it was so fun. This is from when I was like probably 6 to 11 years old. We would go over to my grandmother's house. I would sit in the chair in the living room, and my mother she'd be like, oh, this is my seat. Because it typically was my mother's seat, but I would rush in the seat before she could. And she'd be like, why you sitting in my seat? I'm going to sit on you. I'm going to sit on you. And I'm like, I'm not moving. And she would come and she would sit on me. Now, obviously, she wouldn't put all her weight. It'd be some of her weight. But it was the funniest thing to me. Like, just the most, kids like strange, stuff like that. And there's no abuse there. So like what? So bringing this back to this situation in this story, and this story is like, if it's not your kid and you're literally coming out saying, let's stir the pot, how you want to stir the pot? Because now you're online crying. He's literally online crying right now, which has led a lot of people to believe that he's fired, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the teacher as he cries.
Amidst all the controversy that has come from this video that I posted, I wanted to come on here and read some of the messages that my students are sending me during. Some of the messages that they've been sending me. During this time. Hey, bestie. I really hope that you see this message. How are you? I hope that you're okay. Our class misses you so much, and we really want you to know that we love you and we miss you so much and can't wait for you to come back. I can't believe that taking somebody's hair out is such a big deal, and it makes me so mad that people make little things big things. I want you to know that the class and others got your back, and we will always stand behind you and up for you no matter what happens. We got you. Again, we miss you and we love you so much, and can't wait for you to come back. I wish that this never happened because it feels like we're losing you. Come back soon. Don't be gone too long, because if you're not back by Monday, I know something's up. But anyways, I also made sure that the classroom was clean before we left. Love you, missed you. Love you, miss you, see you later. Hi, Mr. White. We've been seeing all this stuff going on, and so has your other former students, and I just want you to know that we're standing with you. I'm literally in my junior year of high school right now, and seeing all this, you were my and many others' favorite teacher. Many of your students and former students are doing our best to advocate for you. You're one of the few teachers that made me really feel like I had a voice and opinion. And not only that you made learning fun and encouraging, at the end of the day, some people won't understand that some adults genuinely have a good heart. And it comes...
Channel members, find your bush emoji. If you are not a channel member, drop a pancake and a bush tree emoji.
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
Have a good heart when it comes to dealing with children, and that's probably never going to change. But we know parents, staff, etc. None that there knows that there has never been anything weird going on, and that there was never any insinuation of that. The people that actually matter knows where your heart is, and that's all that matters. During COVID, you quite literally helped me through my 8th grade year by just being an adult I knew I could go to if I was having any problems.
What I'm going to do now, I'm going to continue to let this play, but I'm going to drop the link in case any of you all want to call in and voice your opinion. You could agree with him. You could disagree with him. You could agree with me. You could disagree with me. It is fine. I'm not asking you to only call in if you see things my way, but call in and sound off based on how you feel about this situation. Okay, let's keep going.
Continue being you, and don't let anyone change that. For the GOAT. What's up, Mr. White? I know that your situation may not be looking the best, but just know that you'll get through it, and we all know your real intentions. Remember,
Now look, I do not want to beat on someone when they are down. However, 2, 3, 4, 5 things can be true at once. I have scoured and been a web sleuth on this man's social media since this thing went viral. Yes, I have been researching. Hate to sound rough, hate to sound tough, but he really brought this on himself. Here we are. It's 2024. There are children, there are minors involved in what it is that you are saying and what it is that you are doing. Not only did you think that it was cute to do it, number one, you also thought it was cute to live stream it. Number two, you caught so much backlash and people who found it to be inappropriate during the live stream that you uploaded a version of it that was still after the live stream so that everybody can see it, and you doubled down on that. You stood on that very odd ass business. You started off the video with saying, "Let me stir the pot." You started responding to comments that were critical of you and how it could be perceived as very much inappropriate, saying, "Let me clear you and let me come to you and let me do this." You came to the internet with your chest out in a situation involving minors, in which, if we spoke to all of those minors' parents, I'm not quite sure all of them would be okay with what that was. You did all that, and now you're crying online when at first it was, "Let me stir the pot." You said that. I just played it. "Let me stir the pot." Well, you stirred the pot, and now you the one boiling, and your skin is falling off. Not only is the internet a fickle place, because this is a man who went viral before in the past, but he went viral based on his dog. And I actually do remember that moment. It said, "Kiss your dog in the face and see what they do," or "Kiss your pet in the face and see what they do." He kissed his dog in the face, and then the dog was like, "Mm," and the dog kissed him back. Boy dog. But and that was a really cute thing. But what are we doing here? Why do you think that this is okay? Why are you making excuses? You doubled down, and now here you are crying online. Here you are. Let's see what someone. I do have one other clip that I need to play pertaining to this, and I want to give as much. See, there's not much context I can give as far as it being, as far as the situation, but I can just. There's so much. Let's go ahead and get into the caller.
Hello.
Hey, caller, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. Yeah, I honestly thought that he was completely out of order. Even before moving the conversation into, the whole predator aspect. One, like the safety issue, I feel like a lot of people have not even like mentioned or don't mention, or it's not as emphasized as it should be. He got on the internet wearing a shirt with the school logo and with students that currently attend that school with faces unblurred. That is extremely dangerous. I mean, he doesn't teach at some like super exclusive private school where, the school is essentially its own community and it's behind some gates. Anybody can walk into that building. Also, being that he was wearing a shirt with the school name on it, I was able, like, I'm familiar with that school district. It may sound a little harsh, but the test scores at that school, there's room for improvement. So I don't care if it was a testing day, a presentation day, any downtime that they have should be devoted to work to get those reading, comprehension skills up to par. Because in that district, less than 20% of the students read at grade level. So I get that he was trying to be, the cool teacher, or he kind of positions himself as that. Um, but I'm sorry, there's no room for playtime. I don't care if it's the end of the school year. I do, in terms of, the predator conversation, I genuinely don't think that he had like malicious intent, but I do believe that he has at the very least, unhealthy connection or relationship with the students. The whole love you, bestie, all of that stuff. An adult is not a child's friend. You are an authoritative figure. You are a mandated reporter. These kids are not your friends. You are supposed to have other adult friends. So I think that at base level, it was extremely unprofessional. Why are you getting your hair done or taken out at school? You're putting the kids in harm's way. And one, you're a teacher. You should be teaching, not lollygagging. And just with the added layer of that weird relationship that he has with his students.
Yeah, it is absolutely weird. Especially because I could only imagine there were at least 5, maybe 6 in his hair. If you went and asked all 5 of those parents, are you okay with them taking a male teacher's hair? Well, really anybody, because honestly, with this, the first thing that comes to my mind is this is unsanitary.
Right.
Like, honestly, because the race, the group, the origin of people who have lice, 9 times out of 10, what do they look like?
Palm colored.
Okay. So that would be my first thing if it was that. So
Mm-hmm.
but even outside of because lice is serious.
Right.
Lice is very serious, and you can bring that home and whatever. But even outside of lice, there are other things that you can contract and microorganisms that may follow any person that's planting somebody's hair to their home. This is not the most cleanly situation. Did he make sure that they did some Purell and some Germex before this? Did he make sure that they did it afterwards? Does he care? How come he doesn't have people his age that are
Right.
able to take his hair out? And truth be told, for the people who are making excuses like, oh, y'all have never had a parent, or I'm sorry, a teacher who actually cares about you, and that's why y'all find this to be strange. No, messing with someone's head can absolutely turn into something that is intimate. It can be the gateway to intimacy, if we being
Mm-hmm.
quite frank. If you're in the dating world and you're between 20 and 30 and there's a guy with hair and y'all haven't done anything yet, but y'all just liking on each other, and you gave him some straight backs and you all caressing his head and whatever, you mean to tell me that ain't gonna be something that's sensual that adds to y'all whatever? No, nobody's trying to sexualize doing hair, but the difference is when I go to the hair salon or the barbershop to get my hair done, I'm paying them for a service. There is no need to get freaky with me because I'm paying you my money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you my money. And so, and another thing that I feel about this is children have crushes on adults all the time. It's very normal. I would never call these kids fast because I think that that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if one of these 5, 6 students who was in his head, imagine she had a crush on him, right? Imagine she had a crush and her mother went through her diary, went through her room while she wasn't there and saw that she has a crush on her science teacher and she's in middle school and she think
Right.
that they might get married. Now here he is. You got to cover your, as Black people, there are different rules that we have to abide by. Is it right? No. But this is what we have to do. And also, people who are predators, they use tactics that look so innocent
Exactly.
on the outside in order to get on the inside and to manipulate children. So if people are going to continuously take up for this, his lack of really establishing a boundary, you will have a pedophile who will be like, oh, I just asked him to take my hair out. This wasn't nothing. At the same time, like people touching touching your head. This is the reason why we talk about women and their crown and how important it is. Your hair is important. If you're going to talk negative about your hair and you feel like you don't got no edges or whatever the case is, and that's how you're talking to your hair, then that's what's going to become it. But when it comes to our crown, hair is very important. It is a very um it's just a very important thing. And having all those people in your hair, number one, is not, it's not a good thing, but
Hmm.
it was inappropriate. Last but not least, people try to excuse this being in a school environment during school hours. If you were sitting at work and your homegirl needed her micro minis taken out, and she showed up to your job and sat between your lap and you taking her micro minis out on the clock, would your
Right.
boss be okay with that? Would your
Mm.
boss be okay with that? So us trying to act like, oh, it's a school situation. They're gonna want to do hair. They're gonna do the cosmetology thing, and this is me helping them. No, at the end of the day, why didn't you buy some CYA? Why didn't
Mm.
you buy some cover your ass? Which is, don't do that. That doesn't make you look good in any capacity. It does not. It
Right.
doesn't. It just it sucks that we even have to explain it forwards and backwards, like, because we can argue about the whataboutisms and what black people should be allowed to do and what they aren't allowed to do versus what white folks or other people who don't look like them are allowed to do. Okay, argue that shit all down all day and night, or make your money and go home and cover your ass. If I had a man who was a husband, right? If let's just say I was in a relationship with this man and this was my husband, and he had these five or six girls doing whatever to his hair, I would tell him the truth. Like, you had no business doing that.
Right.
You had no business doing it. It's not a good look. I get it. Like, and I truly do feel like this teacher is, well, there's a clip that I'm about to play, but I really didn't feel like he had any malice in his heart. I want you to see this clip that I have. With him, let me see.
I fell in love with an I chimed in with the haven't you people ever heard of? Closing the Jackson, be quiet. Shut the fuck up.
Okay. So I'm going to play it again, but let me tell you what's going on here. Apparently what's happening here is what's being said. And so I haven't been able to authenticate this, and I want to just like put that out there before I go in on this clip. I haven't been able to authenticate this. Someone said that they found it. But apparently this, from what people are saying, the girl in the beginning of the video was 16 years old. And she says she only messes with emo dudes. And he comes in and what looks like allegedly him stitching together, him singing an emo song, which has people feeling like, okay, yeah, you're definitely a predator. So I'm going to play it again.
I fell in love with an I chimed in with the haven't you people ever heard of? Closing the Jackson, be quiet. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'm going to play it one more time so y'all can see it, and then we'll talk.
I fell in love with an I chimed in with the haven't you people ever heard of? Closing the Jackson, be quiet. Shut the fuck up.
So this is that, right? The thing about it with me is this filter was very popular 2 years, 1 and 2 years ago. So there's no, I haven't been able to authenticate it, is what I'm saying. What are your thoughts?
I think that if the video is true, I think that he is one of those young teachers that kind of falls into that category of teachers that, you know, okay, so there's a bunch of categories for young teachers that exist, if you will. You have the teacher who is new to the profession and essentially like wants to be the teacher that they would have wished for growing up. And then you also have another category of teachers where growing up they weren't so popular, they're a little weird, they didn't get any girls or any, attention from the opposite sex. And now that they're back in the classroom, back in the school, they're essentially like reliving their adolescence in a way. So, someone who was weird and didn't get girls growing up, now you have, the attention of the girls in the school. They're playing in your hair, they're staying after class to talk to you, they're calling you bestie, telling you that, that they love you and you're telling them that you love them. And I feel like he kind of is teetering between both groups. Like I said earlier, I think that he has a very weird connection, a weird relationship with his students. I think that I, if I'm, I believe this is a charter school. No shade to charter schools, but oftentimes there's looser, rules and regulations. And I think that he's definitely missing the necessary professional development to be in a classroom. So whether he's fired or on administrative leave, I don't think that he should be back in a classroom until he receives the appropriate professional development, because everything about him is just so grossly out of order. How he's in the classroom, his social media presence, particularly when you have your students in school on your social media and you're positioning yourself as a representative, it is just out of order. I want to know who is in his administrator's office, because this to me is all just crazy.
It's beyond crazy. It is absolutely beyond crazy. It's 2023 and teachers, they can low key get away with anything. And, that sucks, especially as it pertains to, putting children on the internet. They record themselves reprimanding the children, which is, kind of embarrassing. If you need to reprimand your children or get them in line, then, do that. But putting it online and not even not having permission, because who's going to agree to that, right?
Mm.
But just talking to the kids, referring to them as, I had a student walk up to me and I was so upset. And I said, bitch, like, not you calling the students, bitch. Like, this is too much.
Right.
Like, this is out of control. It is completely out of control. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know where we're going as a society. I don't have a lot of faith in humanity. I can be honest. Some might call it pessimistic. I really just think I'm being realistic, because you either going to do one of a few things. You'll be optimistic and have your hopes extremely high. And then when things happen, you'll be let down. Ouch. That fall from grace or fall from whatever is what you can be realistic and really expect just nothing. Or you can be
Mm.
pessimistic and expect that the worst is absolutely going to transpire. I feel like I'm in the middle, because I do want things to improve. I do want things to be better, but I'm not some sort of fool. Well, I'm like, yeah, stuff is about
Mhm.
to change. The students are about to, really be embarking upon stuff that is we're gonna bore and really cultivate and raise a lot of scholars. Like, because I don't have faith in the school system, because the school system is only good as a parental system, and a lot of
Mm.
parents aren't doing what they need to do in order to help these children become a valuable part of society. Like, they're just not. So the teachers, should I say, are left with a lose-lose situation, and that sucks.
Yeah, and I was actually a teacher for a brief period of time. Teaching wasn't my like end profession. I eventually just like went to law school. Um, and I definitely, when I tell you, I was a teacher in a low income area in Washington, D.C. And parents definitely, were not as involved as I had expected. I mean, if I'm honest, I grew up rather privileged. So, for example, like a Know Your School night, the whole building like would be full of parents, families coming to interact with teachers and, show that they care. I remember my first Know Your School night at my elementary school. I taught first and third grade. Like two or three students' parents showed up out of a class of 35, and I had like purchased pizza and all of this stuff, like thinking that, oh my gosh, all these parents are going to show up. And that was just a, precursor to how involved parents were going to be throughout the school year, which is very disappointing. And to the aspect of teachers then becoming or being forced to like be more than just a teacher. I definitely found myself in that position. I would be like buying kids winter coats, school supplies, all of that. And I think that he is kind of like, I think, I think in the video he mentioned this idea of being there for the whole child, caring for the whole child. And I understand that, I understand the prevailing need of students, but even in that, you still have to maintain your professionalism as an authoritative figure. One thing that I was so annoyed watching his videos, one thing I was so annoyed about when watching his videos was that he was like, oh, I'm a father figure, I'm, a mentor, tutor, so on and so forth, to try to justify his very close, inappropriate relationship. And I was annoyed with that because even when you do have to go beyond what is in your contract, um, our relationship with children is not singular. How you interact with children, no matter what title you hold in their life, whether it's parent, aunt, uncle, teacher, whatever, it informs their relationships with other adults. So him normalizing, this excessive touching, this, intimate texting, emailing, sending of notes, him making that normal between child and adult, while he may feel like he's, not a bad person, or while I may feel like I'm a good person, the children thinking that, oh, this is normal, and there's a possibility of them taking that to someone who may not have the best intentions. So it's important to also help them define what appropriate behavior is for adults in their life. And I don't think that he is recognizing that at all. And just like one other aspect, I hate that people refuse to or are so adverse to just saying like, hey, I had good intentions, but I recognize that this was not the best move, and moving on. The fact that the video is still up even after this whole controversy is insane. And I don't know where he went to school, where he got his certifications, but there's just so much, so much.
It is. Well, I appreciate you calling in because you definitely said a lot that it made sense. It spoke to the situation at hand. Um,
Yes, thank you for having me.
no problem. I appreciate it. Hopefully you'll call in the future.
Yes,
And
for
I
sure.
hope you have a good week. It's the start of a new week. So I hope
Same
you
to
have
you. Alrighty.
alrighty, bye-bye. All right. So y'all, it's about that time. I have got to go. I have got to go. It is about that time. My sleep schedule is so all over the place. My sleep schedule is all over the place. But listen, you all, I appreciate y'all stopping past here or watching the channel. Make sure y'all share this with somebody. This is actually a short video for me. And listen, y'all really need to understand, when y'all ride my bus, I'm really concerned about y'all well-being. I'm concerned about your growth. I'm concerned about your evolution. Just know that as long as you are better than the person that you were yesterday, then you are doing a damn thing. I love you all so much. Please be sure to stay beautiful, black, and blessed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of the things that we discuss. Things are always sticky in Hollywood in real life. I'm always spilling syrup in the form of a Black news celebrity updates and a splash of controversy. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Deuces. Girl, that ain't the motherfucking outro. Here go the outro.
On your wrist, plain Jane.
But that's it. If you want to catch more of my commentary on Black culture or vital and trending information, be sure to subscribe by hitting that little circle in the middle of the screen, or I'll catch you in one of these rectangles to the right in another video. I'll see you there.